Da da da. La 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 la. Setting us up for the day. I want to do some new moon stuff with you guys, so I'm getting us all set up here. Microphone's acting weird. But comfy as usual. All right. Hey everyone. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to be doing these lives. Let me open up my screen a little bit so I can see it wider. La 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 la. I don't know what's happening here. It always takes a bit to get into this. Okay. There we go. Hi all. Just checking in from the High Priestess Cottage. Today it's Sunday, and I wanted to check in a little bit about the new moon that's coming up, right? So, but it's Sunday and it's my day off, and I'm just like, I feel like I should be sleeping. I should be on a hammock. I should be outside doing something or other. But I do like to check in, and I just finished cleaning the house and doing all those things. And I did my I Ching for you guys as well. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm here for your call to adventure, is the way I'm looking at it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really, really helps me get out to so many more people in the world. And you could visit us and all of our wonderful wares and rituals and trainings and all that stuff at majestichudson.com. Okay. So first she throws the physical therapy ball on the other couch. Here we go. Let's do this. This Thursday, July 24th is the new moon in Leo. And I love new moons. I know the last video was about the full moon, but this one is about the new moon. And I'm going to tap into what can we do? What kind of rituals can we do? What can we do within ourselves to sort of strengthen our foundation of actually having strength? Now, that sounds a little bit like it's backwards, or I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but it's not, because every time we build a foundation, we have to keep it solid, right? And when I threw the I Ching, this makes so much sense, right? So what came up was basically number 45, gathering together. And gathering together is basically the image of a lake over the earth. So what do you think that means, right? Underneath us all the time is the earth, the foundation, right? It's where our crystals are too, if you haven't figured that out yet. And this is about, it is not to lead issuing orders or setting limits, but to lead by encouragement, working together for the common good. We're bringing our hearts and our minds together this week in particular. And even though the new moon could be a lot about setting your own path forward, what can you manifest? What intentions can you pull together? It is sometimes important to look outside, look for your teachers, look to your whatever influences you have in your world right now. It doesn't even have to be spiritual. It could be as simple as like jumping on your bike and taking a ride, or, you're in your garden, all those types of things that you could really tap into your true self. Because at the end of the day, you are your own teacher. You are your leader. You're in the leadership position of guiding yourself. And that happens through tapping into our own sort of sacred stillness. And, those two words of alliteration are two of my absolute favorites, right? So sacred stillness. What exactly does that mean to you, right? I'm sitting here today. I've got my candle burning. I've got some of my favorite crystals. I mean, it still is. Oh, hey, Althea.
Sorry for the sounds back. I'm making.
She's going to go swimming.
I'm going to go swimming. That's going to be my relaxation.
Right, exactly. Have
a good day.
See, that's what I'll be doing next if I don't end up at like some bluegrass festival or something. Oh, speaking of which, all right, I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. I just wanted to tap into some things that are really worthy tools to use for July. We're getting into like the whole part of like middle of the summer, and it's hot, and we need things that are going to cool us down and that are going to literally keep us in complete alignment. So let me talk about a couple of those things, right? So fresh flowers, first of all. If you have fresh flowers in your garden or around you, not only do you pick them, ask permission to pick them, first of all. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but trust me, you will hear from them. Not only will you pick them and keep them in some beautiful water, actually, like I like to literally see the leaves all the way down to the bottom. Because what I want you to really think about this new moon is all of your own, how are we built? How are our lives built? How is the world built? And it boils down to something as simple as sacred geometry. So when I pick these hydrangeas, I'm really in tune with the color, the shape. This one in particular with this beautiful blue, if you zoom in, it looks almost tie-dyed. I mean, it's just amazing to see how flowers grow. This is my personal collection of my aquamarine with lepidolite. And I think I'm going to do a video about my personal collection, actually. But this crystal, I always keep near me this time of year, too, because it's the mermaid stone. And it also represents water. And it helps you kind of glow with the flow and be very calm in the summer months, regardless of whether it's a million degrees outside or you're busy. Maybe it's your busier time of year. Everybody has a different time of year that they're a little bit more peaked. A crystal like aquamarine is going to keep you in that flow state during the summer months. So these are the little things I have going on right here. The other thing that I was thinking about, because I've been teaching at Caramore, we just finished up the season, the music and meditation season, and it got me really thinking about music once again, too. We need to tap into music. I don't care what your favorite music is. It could be classical on one side. It could be heavy metal on the other side. But whatever it may be, bring it in as a tuning fork for yourself. When you're not in that sacred stillness place, not out listening to the birds or listening to the ocean or listening to the quiet of the mountains when you're camping, whatever it may be, bring in some sort of music or bells or anything that will kind of take a moment to just jar you back into a place where music can just wash over you and bring you back to a place where you feel very literally in tune with yourself. So all of our favorite types of music literally have that capability of bringing us back to our center and our core. So getting back to Leo season, right? As we get there, Leo is represented by the lion. And the lion is this quiet, beautiful force of nature. The lion can have a feminine aspect to her. She is beautiful. She has grace. She has strength. And that's the word that I was getting back to. And I wanted to start with one poem that I particularly like. I have several poems I'm going to be working with today. But the first one is from Sarah Teasdale. We know how much I love the Victorian poets. And this one really, it helps me feel in my leadership place. If that's the word that we're bringing in through the I Ching, that strong place of stability in the individual self, then to me, this poem is the ultimate sort of place where we can bring our magic to ourselves. And I also love it because it's got a hint of feminism in it, as did a lot of the Victorian poets. So let me just start with this and see. Please comment below what you think about this too, because I really, this is food for thought, right? Summertime is a time to tap into every type of art and literature and like body movement, whatever it can be to like sort of wake up this inner part of your soul, right? That's what I want you guys to tap into right now. It's not just about burning candles and burning sage and having all your crystals. It's like what brings you inside so you can almost soothe yourself anytime you want to. So I'm going to read this little poem, which I love right off the bat. It's called Advice to a Girl. No one worth possessing can be quite possessed. Lay that on your heart, my young, angry dear. This truth, this hard and precious stone, lay it on your hot cheek. Let it hide your tears. Hold it like a crystal. When you are alone and you gaze into the depths of that icy stone, look long, and you will be blessed. No one worth possessing can be quite possessed. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Right? Totally be with yourself fully and completely, and have that inner strength that comes through any way you want it to be. Speaking of which, you got my lion over here. There he is. There he is. He just made a big mess of all of my books over here, but that's okay. Because you would think he's a kitty cat, right? But he's kind of like a dog. He literally, like, if I threw that ball across the room right now, he would be all over that stuff. So let's get into it a little bit more. So what is really amazing also about this particular time, new moon, is that in Leo, I should say, is we're coming up to this sort of midpoint of the year that we get up to. Actually, it's called the Lion's Gate. And I will be doing a big one. It's on August 8th. So that's coming up. And I'll definitely be like blogging about it, doing another video, all those types of things. But right now is kind of like your pre-manifestation time before we hit the big opening of the portal on August 8th, Lion's Gate. So this is a softer time, right? A softer time to be, as you can see, be very lazy and listen to yourself. Hold that crystal close to your heart, right? Come in, finding your truth and your stillness and your worthiness. Worthiness. What does that mean to you also? Like, I'm going to be totally frank with you. I didn't take a shower yet today, but I put my hair up, threw on a dress, put on my beautiful abalone necklace, which I love, and just hit me right into the place I need to be, right? Doesn't mean I'm not going out into the world per se for a few hours, but I could be in this place where I feel centered, that I feel goddess-like, that I feel completely cosmically aligned. Every cell in my body is reacting to what is going on in the summertime. It's a perennial philosophy. So even if you're not a summer person, I kind of invite you to look around and see what is it that is making you feel cosmically aligned, right? Maybe it's where you're living. Just in general, that's just like you love where you live, you love your house. Maybe it is something like, again, what you might be reading. Sometimes another great tool that I would say, I couldn't help but do this. I really couldn't help but bring this to the table, of course. And I'm going to be reading this stuff very soon. But I was thinking lions. So right off the bat, the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe, right? Now, this isn't necessarily about lions in Leo season, but written by C.S. Lewis, one of the greatest like theologists, philosophers of our time, right? Is to go into your fantasy world, is to go and Start to pick apart what your journey is, your own call to adventure, as I like to say. That's what Joseph Campbell said. He said, follow your bliss. So picking out something that takes you out of your current state and brings you back to your own story. And with that, I'm going to use this as a little bit of a divination right now too. I mean, why the heck not? If you're not in your place, you don't want to pull a card, you don't want to pull, you don't want to do your I Ching, you don't want to listen to your favorite astrologer, what have you, find a book on your shelf. I mean, I know not everybody has like my like first edition poetry collection on top of like all of my various novels of enchantment, right? But pick something off the shelf and I want you to just kind of pull to a page and read aloud. And that's what I'm going to do right now. And whether or not, regardless of the chapter, regardless of the point in the story, I just want to pretend, I want us to just pretend we just jumped into that story for a minute. Let's let summer be a little bit more fanciful for a moment. Okay. All right, here we go. So not even look. Okay, there we go. Perfect. It's at a chapter. It's at the beginning of a chapter. So I'm just going to read like 2 pages. And here's what I want you to do for your own little kind of ritual journey. I'm going to start here with these 2 pages. And sometime maybe later today or sometime definitely before the new moon, I want you to think about this or play this back again because I'm going to definitely still record it. And I want you to sit down and journal as if you're placing your own self into the beginning of this story. Okay. For a minute, if you haven't heard or you just jumped in, I'm reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but it could be any tale. It could literally be any tale. But there's a lot of metaphor and there's a lot of spirituality in this book. So that's why I kind of pulled it off the shelf too. You know, the lion, Leo, Aslan in the story. He represents everything: life, death, journey, rebirth, strength. That's what we're looking for right now. So I'm going to read these 2 pages, right? And then you can, if you're listening to the recording, then just pause and maybe go right into reading a little bit more about yourself into the story. Or you can just, put it aside later. But here we go. So I opened right up to, this is the divination, just random page, just jumping right in, right? Into the forest. I wish the McCready would hurry up and take all these people away, said Susan presently. I'm getting horribly cramped. And that filthy smell of camphor, said Edmund. I expect the pockets of these coats are full of it, said Susan, to keep away the moths. There's something sticking into my back, said Peter. And isn't it cold, said Susan. Now that you mention it, it is cold, said Peter. And hang on, it's all wet too. What's the matter with this place? I'm sitting on something wet and it's getting wetter every minute. He struggled to his feet. Let's get out, said Edmund. They've gone. Ooh, said Susan suddenly. And everyone asked her what's the matter. I'm sitting against a tree, said Susan. And look, it's getting lighter over there. By Jove, you're right, said Peter. And look there, and there, and there. There's trees all around. And this wet stuff, it's snow. Why, I do believe we've got into Lucy's wood after all. And now there's no mistaking it. And all 4 children stood, blinking in the daylight of a winter day. And behind them, the coats were hanging on pegs, and in front of them was snow-covered trees. Peter turned at once to Lucy. I apologize for not believing you, he said. I'm sorry. Will you not shake hands? Of course, said Lucy, and they did. And now, said Susan, what do we do next? Do, said Peter, why we go and explore the wood, of course. Beginning of the journey. This is the time. Midsummer. Dive into it. They're talking about the winter, but as you know, this is a metaphor. Let's go deep. Let's think, let's explore, go to the greats, anything that inspires you, look a little bit deeper into that. Okay. So it's a Sunday. I want to get out there in the world and do a couple of things. I will definitely touch base with you guys a little bit later in the week again as well. And just to check in a little bit. So do stay cool. I have one more beautiful poem I want to read to you that I read at where did I put it? Oh, here. Okay, it's a little bit from Hafiz, right? And this one is perfectly in terms of tuning up with yourself. And as you go outside, I want you to think about the rustle of the trees and the leaves, or the sprinkle of the rain, or how the world in itself is a beautiful instrument playing music for us all the time. So let me close with this, and then I will talk to you guys again real soon. Again, please subscribe. It is really important that I get subscribers so that I can really get this channel out there to everyone. I want more of an online presence, and it's very, very, very helpful. And if you're not online and you want to come and visit us in Katona, feel free. I'll see you very soon. So this ends with, the lute will beg. You need to become a pen in the sun's hand. You need for the earth to sing through our pores and eyes. The body again becomes restless until your soul paints all its beauty upon the sky. Don't tell me, dear ones, that Hafiz says it's not true. For when the heart tastes its glorious destiny, and you awake to our constant need for your love, God's lute will beg for your hands. So play your music, write in your journals, sing, and just be blessed. Go into this new moon with such a freshness. Just allow it to just seep into your pores. It's your own music that you play. Thank you guys. I'll see you again real soon. Bye.